When I met with each of the families, I welcomed them to the competition. We have some gifts for you to get started and gave them the following items to help them on their journeys to zero waste lifestyle. This item is a kitchen compost container. In it, you can collect leftover food scraps and then transfer them to your backyard compost bin. There's also some reusable coffee mugs and some reusable water bottles. Americans buy around 28 billion plastic water bottles every year, and most of those end up in a landfill. If every household eliminated or recycled just 1 out of every 10 plastic bottles they used, it would keep 200 million pounds of plastic out of landfills each year. Finally, I gave each of the families some reusable tote bags to help them cut down on the number of single-use plastic bags that end up in landfills or become litter, which can pollute our rivers and creeks. So if that's 3 less plastic bags you bring home, that's a start in the right direction. Austin residents consume approximately 263 million bags annually. The goal of Dare to Go Zero is for the families to reduce their trash by the highest percentage throughout the competition. So let's see what your weight is for this week. Each week, the family that reduces by the least percentage may be eliminated.
I'm Jason Bryan.
All right.
And I'm a project manager, still good, for an online marketing company. I had to check that.
I'm Julia Zimmerman. My son is Will. He's 7 months old.
We tend to try to recycle pretty much anything that is recyclable without causing ourselves too much difficulty.
Previously, Jason was our only recycler.
We have no idea what to do with eggplant, but we buy it for some reason because one day we'll do something with it. I definitely take out the recycling carts and do the bulk amount of the recycling.
Although I'd put the occasional thing in the recycling bin.
Hope that's for him. I don't want to eat that.
I kind of went more for convenience. Just toss it in the trash and not worry about it.
Are we doing a cooking show or a garbage show?
I think we're doing a cooking show.
But we're starting to, I think, use the rethink phrase more than anything.
Nobody's gonna make it happen. Honestly, a lot of it is just about our ability to do it in a way that doesn't affect our lives.
I have never recycled a paper towel in my life.
Have you reused a dirty one?
Yes.
Why?
Not a dirty one,
That's
but
what I'm
if
asking.
it's drying my hands.
Jason is very stubborn and very opinionated. He's very kind-hearted. He's very hardworking, but he can be difficult to work with. You love him or you don't. Luckily, I do.
We're filming everything. They'll hear all of Daddy's stories.
Always doing baby laundry. Unfortunately, no shortage.
Ultimately, getting to a point, zero waste for me means not having to throw away anything that can be reused or bringing things into our house that are only reusable or recyclable.
So what exactly is zero waste? Zero waste focuses on reducing waste, reusing products, and composting the rest. A zero waste lifestyle recognizes that everything is a resource for someone or something else. Landfills will eventually reach capacity unless, a black hole from beyond the universe comes and just gobbles everything up. Or existing landfills are expanded, new landfills are opened, or waste is just drastically reduced through a zero-waste lifestyle. Landfills release methane and other greenhouse gases that have impacts on our climate change. So if we reduce the amount of trash that ends up in our landfills, we'll help reduce greenhouse gases at the same time. The City of Austin has a zero-waste goal to reduce the amount of waste we send to area landfills by 75% by 2020 and 90% by 2040. In 2011, we are currently at 37%, so we've got a lot of work to do. But fortunately for us, single-stream recycling in Austin is easy. It all goes in one cart. And our program accepts many different types of materials. Okay, if you're not fast enough to record it, don't worry.
and our program accepts many different types of materials.
If you didn't catch that, don't worry. Go to awesomerecycles.com and click on the What Do I Do With link.
I'm Kathy, and I'm in 8th grade at Bailey Middle School.
But it used to be.
But it was the bark.
Did you not pay attention in 3rd grade?
We didn't talk about it in 3rd grade.
Yes, you did. My name is Elisa Delph Barnes, and I am a 3rd grade teacher.
They go in the recycle can. Go put them in the recycle can. Go put them in the no, don't run off. This is where we put the trash. This is recyclable stuff. This, no, this is plastics. My name's Joe Barnes, and I am a banker. Looking to see if this lid was recyclable. Yeah,
That's a square.
it's right there. We can barely see it though. See the triangle? It's like, good grief, if I wasn't looking for it, I would never have found it.
We applied because my dad is a very, I guess, a freak about recycling because he's very, caring about the earth. And me and my mom thought it'd be important because just to show him that we do care and it's not kind of a joke to us sometimes.
I am the guy who will go through the trash and pull something out. You take this, put the green, that's trash. Put that in there for Daddy, okay? There you go. Open it up, close it.
He would come home and look in the trash and pull stuff out and say, this is recyclable, and he would walk it back there.
Somebody recycling, but there's a bunch of pizza boxes on top of that pile in that recycle can.
If I'm at school, he'd say, did you throw anything away, like papers and stuff? And I'll say, well, yeah. He'd be like, well, that can be recycled. I'd say, well, yeah, but it doesn't really matter.
He's the leader in this.
And I will be the one that reminds the other people in the house.
When he comes home from work, he knows, well, she's been cooking dinner. I'm sure there's something in the trash that's not supposed to be there.
This really should have gone in the recycle can.
We do recycle at school, so I do try to set a good example for the kids. I think part of the problem here at home is the convenience of it. When you have kids and you're cooking dinner and you're in a hurry, having to walk all the way to the pantry with the recycling, I realize it's not that far, but it is, a task when you're trying to keep an eye on the stove and the kids, so it wasn't as convenient here at home.
Well, basically, I recycle and my son doesn't.
My name's Tristan Kyle. I am a 10th grader at McNeil High School.
Okay, stop. Just leave the chicken alone. You're way annoying me.
So you told me to cut the chicken. I cut the chicken.
But you're just messing around. I think the biggest thing I want to gain is just to have Tristan understand more about recycling and how important it is, and to understand how to recycle.
Are there any thorns in here?
Yeah, probably.
My mom has been recycling now for about a year. And when we get on the topic, which we have been getting on a lot last year actually, I laugh at her. It's like, why do you care? It's just recycling.
What have you been sliding past me?
Everything. People are so serious about
And
it.
you're irritating me badly.
You irritating me badly.
How they get mad or can get so frustrated and argumentative about throwing something in a different bin.
My name is Tammy Kyle, and I have a healthcare recruiting firm here locally in Austin. I just started thinking about my son and the constant arguments we have about recycling, because you're gonna learn to recycle.
Oh yeah?
I thought it'd be a pretty cool way for him to have something kind of monumental to stick in his head about it. What do you think? Do you think he'll recycle this week?
Yeah. Well, at my school, this recycling is very limited. There's really only recycling in the teachers' rooms, and that's only for paper. We don't really push it. It's like if you notice it, throw it in the recycling. But a lot of the paper still goes in the trash, and we all know that.
Part of the mistakes are just he's lazy and doesn't want to throw things in a separate container, so he throws a lot of things just directly into the trash.
Notice how I have this Gatorade bottle. Notice how I open the door, I open the trash.
Stop it.
And I laugh.
So I typically will make him come and pull it out of the trash, put it back into the recycle container. And a lot of times he'll try to pull things that aren't recyclable in there just to prove a point.
Mom, I'm not a very good recycler. I need your help.
been on a competition before.
My name is Cassandra Johnson, and I'm an investigator. You try to teach me everything. I mean, every time I put something in the trash, you dig it out and go chunk it outside.
My name's Martea, and I go to school for a living.
Oh, we could recycle Justin Bieber posters.
Ew, he's...
Really? 3 women in the house is kind of hard. You don't even like taking out the trash.
You're right. Ashley Tompkins, I work for Records Management.
Me and Ashley have been partners for 7 years, and so she's pretty much raised Martea, and I don't see us going anywhere.
You know you should know this already.
We watch each other's back because if she see her mom not recycling and she throws it in there, then, you know, she sometimes don't want to hurt her mom's feelings, but if she don't pull it out, then I go behind her and pull it out. Or I'm like, Taya, she just threw something in there. And she be like, let's go get it, you know.
Well, you take out trash anyway.
We try to set a plan up. We're gonna attack her. We're gonna hold her down and get recycling in her mind.
Do you think you can teach me how to recycle? I'm not that bad.
Wait.
I just don't know what. Like, I just don't know what can and cannot go. That's why, I mean, honestly, it takes too much time to think about, you know.
I'm the person who helps everybody recycle.
I only recycle at work, and Cassandra doesn't recycle at all.
And so my sister was like, you know, there's a show called Dare to Go Zero. You need to be on it because, you know, you need to do it for Martea. So that's why I'm on here.
Hello, families.
Hi.
Our first family is the Zimmerman Bryan family. Your benchmark weight is 25 pounds.
All right.
Got to come down from there. We have the Johnson family, and your benchmark total is 18 pounds.
Whoa.
Up next, we have the Barnes family, and your benchmark total is 23 pounds. We have the Kyle family, and your benchmark total is 7 pounds. The first step in going zero waste is knowing what to do with household items that you no longer need or want. In this challenge, we're going to test your knowledge of recycling and waste reduction. Some items are worth 5 points: aerosol cans, pizza boxes, egg cartons, cell phones, pet food bags, and tires. All other items are worth just 1 point. And if you put any item in the other category, you will have to explain where it goes in order to get those points. The last thing is, remember, you can only pick up one item at a time. So everyone, please get to your starting positions.
Woo, come on, Green.
Sorters, raise your hands. Coaches, please remain behind the bins throughout the dare. Everybody ready?
Ready.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, go get the egg carton. And I was trying to coach Jason, get this. You know, you can tell he's like, what? What am I supposed to get? There's like 18 bottles.
I was exhausted from like the get-go, I guess. I don't know, I tripped over some bags. Just from the very start, I guess I'm not very good at shuttle racing.
Definitely go trash. Hurry, come on. She slowed down at the beginning. but that's neither here nor there. No, that's recycle. What?
Or go get the propane tank or a paint can. We knew enough about recycling to where we could make quick decisions. Pizza box, compost.
Recycle. It didn't look like we had much of anything.
Get that mug, Ashley, hurry up, get that mug.
Okay, everyone, 1 minute left.
I ran back and forth and I got so many items.
That's trash.
And then we by far had the biggest pile, possibly 2 times everyone.
Are you tired?
Yeah.
Don't get tired.
The other families are definitely on the ball.
Yeah. Number on it?
Food product, that's a pizza box that goes in compost.
What is that?
number?
Plastic bottle. Baby, there's no numbers on it.
Look under it. There should be a number.
Yeah.
Okay, it's recycled.
You got my trail.
We did not do so well during the first challenge.
Right by our foot. There you go.
I think we brought a lot of the 1 point items back and forth because we knew, you know, that it was recyclable or it was trash.
Almost time.
Come on.
Bucket, blue bucket. Well, we're gonna have to hurry.
Arts and crafts.
Look for the 5 point item.
What is that? Recycle. Coffee can, recycle.
High five. Oh no. Elbow bump.
Baby Will has slept through challenge number 1.
So Kyle family, how do you think you did?
Awesome.
I think we did well.
Well, explain to me what items you have in here in your other pile.
Well, I figured we could use this for a garage sale sign. It's reusable, repurposing it.
Okay.
And then garden hose.
Yeah.
I think for the garden hose, I know you can use it like tree stakes to like stake out a tree and hold them up, but also heard that you can use part of the garden hose to keep worms out of flower beds or something like that. So I'll have to research that one.
Okay.
I got these books to give to less fortunate kids who can't have them, and you can just give them to them or Goodwill, and they go to a good cause.
Okay.
Then we got a hanger here. You can take that back to the dry cleaner. And I think they recycle them. I'm not sure if they reuse them or not.
And I got this stuff, and because it had liquid in it, and you're not supposed to throw liquid away, so
it's poison.
Poison, yeah.
So we'll take that down south. I know there's a place where you can take all the hazardous waste.
Household hazardous waste facility, yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct. On Todd Lane.
Almost to San Antonio.
Almost, not quite.
Pretty far south.
And we have
So,
this thing and
all the chemicals.
this item.
And the paint.
Also, yeah, and the paint that also goes to
I think
this
it's still wet too.
place where you can get this stuff away.
And then tire. We can make a tire swing for my nephew.
Okay.
I don't know how to make one, but I'll figure that out.
We have these egg cartons for arts and crafts. We do those a lot, so
We do lots of arts and crafts, don't we?
those can be used really well in our family.
Well, you guys did a really good job, not only with recycling, but also reusing things. You don't always have to recycle something if you can reuse it. Johnson family, how do you guys think you did?
Okay. This first challenge, we're still learning, so.
Yeah. Okay. You'll get better.
Yeah.
Right now, explain to me what you have in your other pile here.
I'm gonna do the talking. She's still a little out of breath.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, we have paint because I know that you can't throw it in the trash. You have to take it to the hazardous something place.
Household hazardous facility.
Household
know where it is,
hazardous?
right? Know where it is?
No.
Todd Lane.
Todd Lane.
South Austin. Todd
Okay.
Lane.
Well, that's where we have to take it.
Okay.
Okay. We have a couple of cell phones down here. You can either sell them if you're done with them, or you can donate them to the shelter for battered and abused women.
Good ideas.
For books, you can always resell them and get more, or you can donate them somewhere.
Right.
For the water hose, it depends on where it's broken at, because if it's broken at the top, we know that you can slice it and then add another part to it and use it again.
Yeah,
Like if you have a short hose.
Yeah.
And then the propane tank, you can either refill it, or if it's like totally done with, you have to dispose of that correctly. And I guess the same place off Todd Lane.
Barnes family, how do you think you did on your first dare?
I think we did good picking up trash. I wish I was 20 years younger though with all that running.
It was a lot of running. So we have your other pile here. So there's quite a bit here. You guys did a really good job or a really bad job. So explain to me where this stuff goes.
Well, this plastic thing here would be a bulk collection item.
Correct.
The umbrella would also join that bulk collection. The tire would be bulked, along with the bucket. And then we had a couple things here that could be recycled at the grocery store or at a store that would take recyclable bags back. We have grass clippings or yard waste that can be set out the curb to be picked up by the city of Austin.
With the leaves, you can also put them in your composting bin and use them as compost.
Yeah.
So that's another idea. How do you guys think you did for your first dare?
I think we did pretty well.
I think you did very well.
Yeah, had a great coach.
He ran a lot.
This guy was sleeping, but
He woke up.
my moral support.
He was there in spirit?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, let me know what you have in your other pile here, and let me hear the explanation.
All right. Well, it looks like we've got a couple of cans of some kind of acrylic paint. This is an exterior flat, obviously not going in recycling or trash. And this is about a half can full of interior paint. So these are going to the hazardous waste dump.
Is everybody ready to find out who won our first dare? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna announce the scores now. Zimmerman Bryan family, you had a score of 54 points. Next we have the Barnes family. They had a score of 70 points. we have the Johnson family. They had 85 points. Last but not least, we have the Kyle family, and they have 70 points. So the winning family is the Johnson family. So here's what you've won, Johnson family. Environmentally friendly cleaning kit. In this kit, we have some natural fiber wipes. We also have some environmentally friendly detergent. And then we also have some all-purpose cleaner. There's some other things in there. You guys are free to look through it. It's your prize. Remember that all the containers, you're gonna be able to recycle, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, try to write down what it is, and when you go to the grocery store, you make your next grocery list to buy cleaning supplies. Remember to, not necessarily to buy those brands, but buy something that's environmental friendly.
Where's the note that says she has the chores?
It's on the bottom. It's on the bottom.
All right.
You can't see this hidden.
You did your challenge, your chores.
So great job and congratulations.
Yeah, good job.
So all of you families have a lot of work to do this week to try to reduce the amount of waste you have in each of your homes, okay? Remember the 4 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and rethink. Next week on Dare to Go Zero. So let's see what your weight is for this week.
I think we did pretty good.
Well, we're about to find out.
He was all freaking out. He was like, this is trash. We're gonna get eliminated from the competition because it's gonna weigh us down.
There's a whole burrito in here, y'all.
Oh, what? Are you serious?
Things we do to recycle. If we're going to win this challenge, we certainly have to be a little more proactive about what we bring into our homes.
Puppies are not recyclable.
This week's dare involves putting this compost mixture together.
I had kind of backed off a little bit and let him take the lead, and I think that made him nervous.
Those lights are hot in there.
So that might help us against the Blue Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that time, I was thinking, we're never gonna get this done.
The picture didn't look like what we had assembled.
Well, you guys ready to hear the results?
I think we'll give them a run for their money.
So join us again next week when each of our families
Dare to Go Zero!